Hey everybody.
Hi.
Jeff and Steph's
Excellent
adventure.
Gettysburg adventure.
Now I can never get tired of saying this is a bucket list item for us. And I say it a lot, but this is right up there, I'd say, in the top 3.
Yep, this is one of Jeff's top bucket list items. The Gettysburg experience here.
And behind us is Cemetery Hill, which was a pretty big part of the battle.
For sure.
And we'll explore that some more later. And well, Steph, do you want to tell us about the Civil War? Or?
Oh no,
do you want me to enlighten
you? He's a war buff, so he knows all this stuff.
Right. So, Gettysburg is considered the turning point of the Civil War. And it occurred on July 1st through the 3rd in 1863. And a large portion of the Confederate Army, led by Robert E. Lee, met the Union Army here under the command of General Meade, who was just put in charge by Lincoln.
Yeah, like the day before.
Yeah, and a lot of the men were really upset about that because they felt like, you know, what does this guy know? He hasn't been in battle with us, and so forth and so on.
Yep.
Where on the other side, Lee was considered a god to his men, and they would follow him through hell and back, for lack of a better term. So the forces met here, and this is a place where, now this is Gettysburg Battlefield. This is not to be confused with the town of Gettysburg.
Which is on, the battle's on like the outskirts of the town.
And it went through the town at times, but the battle saw upwards of 50,000 casualties, and it's the bloodiest battle ever fought on American soil.
And the most lives were lost at Gettysburg out of all the battles and wars we've been in.
The carnage was epic. I mean, blood everywhere, and this is a time when men basically marched at each other and started shooting.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you're out of bullets, and it was pretty common for munitions to be low, they were told to fix bayonets and charge, and they would just charge. They wouldn't even stop and question it. They were just a different breed of men fighting for a cause that meant more to them than anything.
For sure.
So a little different nowadays.
Yeah. So we're gonna go do a Gettysburg tour today. We're actually on the Gettysburg tour bus, and the tickets for the tour are $25 per person, and it's 2 hours long, and they're gonna take us through all the historical places, and we stop and check everything out, and we are gonna take you guys along with us so you can experience this with us.
Now, it's not just that we're old that we're taking a tour bus.
There's so much.
This place
here
is humongous.
Yeah, and we only
Massive.
have a week, and we want to make sure we're able to see everything and learn about everything while we're here. So we decided a tour would be our best starting point so that we can get a more thorough experience.
And then we can come back and kind of pick off the things we really want to see more and more.
Yeah.
So we'll hop on the air conditioner. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
But you know, it's I'm okay with riding a bus these days.
Right?
Closing in on the big 6-0.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, so let's go check out Gettysburg.
Come along with us. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
Here is the Gettysburg tour bus and battlefield tour, which we're going to be taking today. When you get to your tour, you can check in here on the left, and they have a large gift shop with all sorts of things here. We are on the bus and ready to go. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
So we're on our first stop of the tour of Gettysburg.
And this is the scene of Pickets Charge.
Yes, they're going to tell us about Pickets Charge, our tour guide. And here are some of the cannons behind us.
And this is the site of the biggest cannon battle, artillery battle, on American soil ever.
Yes.
Right here.
Pretty cool.
Awesome.
so we're standing at the place of the famous Pickets Charge.
And you get to see how expansive this battlefield is. And the Union troops had 140 cannons along this whole line. And they fired their cannons for 2 hours. In fact, they had to stop at times just because they were so hot, they were worried about them malfunctioning. So when you're firing 140 cannons over 2 hours, there was so much smoke in the field, they couldn't even see what was going on.
Yeah.
Because it was just, the whole place was full of smoke. But I mean, can you just imagine the carnage just from the cannon fire?
Right, this was the biggest cannon battle ever.
And after the artillery battle part ended because they ran out of munitions, Lee ordered his men from over here to charge the Union Army, which was right here where we are, and bloody.
Yeah, and for historical preservations here, the National Gettysburg Landmark Association, they've replaced and repositioned all the fencing out here in the field, so everything you're seeing is exactly where it was back then.
Even the trees.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
This is Eisenhower National Historic Site located in Gettysburg. It's our 34th president's home and farm.
This is the Shirley Farm up ahead on your left front. They own the peach orchard behind that red barn on day 3. Was the right end, right flank of Pickets Charge in 24th Virginia. It's how far down they stretch that 3rd day. Here's another diamond here on your left on the 63rd Pennsylvania. This is the point of that V. The peach orchard on your right. You'll notice the peach trees are rather small. We like to refer to them here as infantries. Yeah, I know. That's the Prince. I've heard that before, too. Peach trees don't have too great a longevity. Plumpox virus, all that, been replanted many times. These here are Virginia worm fences, snake rail fences, zigzag, self-supporting, no post holes. You got a lot of rocks. It's easier splitting wood rails than digging holes. 22 pieces of Yankee artillery sitting along this Wheatfield Road that 2nd day. No infantry support. Sickles' line is stretched too thin. The result, rebels are making a beeline from your right rear. 9th Massachusetts Artillery up here. Land Act is written in places of being ankle deep in blood. That field having changed hands no less than 6 times that 2nd day. And on that field, 4,000 bodies. You can walk across that field and never put your foot on the ground. Just walking on dead and wounded bodies.
Well, Stephanie, how are you liking this tour so far?
I like it.
It's
I'm
pretty
learning
good, huh?
a lot of information. We've just stopped at Little Round Top, so we're gonna go take in the views from here.
Wow, it's beautiful too.
We are on top of Little Round Top right now, and they referred to this as the Valley of Death during the battle. The rocky area here on your left is referred to as Devil's Den. And there's a little stream that runs through here. And today it's actually kind of marshy, as you can see there on the right. And there were so many people, so many soldiers killed here that the water ran red. The view from Little Round Top is beautiful up here, and you can actually see how all the battles played out. The battlefields themselves covered more than 6,000 acres. It's a lot of area.
I'd like to be up here during the battle because
Right.
look at the vantage point here. And you can see the rocks down here at this Devil's Den part?
Yes.
That's where they had Confederate snipers, and they were picking off anybody on a horse first.
Yeah, you have the advantage up here of being able to see this whole valley.
And it's not super high, but it is pretty steep.
Yeah, it's
just
enough.
to climb up and charge up this hill was probably a losing battle.
This castle-like monument was built by the 12th New York Infantry. Each different infantry in the battle, which we heard there were like over 1,700, each one has their own monument that represents their infantry and their states, and this one's extremely large. They were very proud of it.
Here's a really good viewpoint
Yeah, this is
from right here. It's beautiful.
For sure. We're inside the 12th Infantry Monument up here on Little Round Top.
So all these monuments on the battlefield were built around 1890 to 1900, and they're beautiful and pretty amazing.
Yeah, when they made this a national site, they came through and memorialized all the battles and the soldiers. Pretty neat. We're standing on Cemetery Hill now. This hill is called Cemetery Hill because there's actually a cemetery here dating from the 1850s, and it was here prior to the Civil War. This is Major General Winfield Scott Hancock.
Well, Stephanie, that was quite the tour,
Yes,
wasn't it?
Yes, we were on the tour for a little over 2 hours, and we got like a brief introduction to everything Gettysburg. It just kind of drives around. We only did 2 stops, and we feel like we want to delve more into this.
There's definitely a lot of points of interest that we'll come back and stop because it was a limited amount of time on the bus.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go around and kind of the place I really want to see is there's a marker right over here that shows the place where Lincoln gave his famous speech, Emancipation Proclamation. So
Yes.
that's, I don't know if we can get much more historic than that
For sure.
in America.
So we're gonna spend a second day at Gettysburg and do some of the historical sites. There's a lot of really neat old buildings, farms that are still here, and famous people. So we're gonna do a part 2 video on this and give you some more beautiful views.
And hopefully show you the,
Information.
we saw some houses and some barns and stuff that have cannonball holes in them
Yeah,
and
cool stuff.
rifle musket balls in them.
Yeah, and they said there was
amazing.
over 700 monuments or 1,700?
700.
I lost
no,
count.
I think he did say 1,700.
Yeah,
we'll
there's
check
over
that. Who
1,700
knows?
monuments here at Gettysburg. So there's just like so much to see. I'm just like blown away. So we will spend more time doing this and share that with you guys. But we hope you
sure.
enjoyed that brief introduction today as we did. And stay tuned for more.
Jeff,
And stats.
excellent
Gettysburg.
experience.
Yes, beautiful. Just
Beautiful.
beautiful.